Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. We're going to talk about this Raditz deck that I made. I was really interested in Raditz ever since he was first announced. I really like kind of hand control-y and just more kind of mid-range control decks in general. So let's jump into it. In case you're looking at this and you're not sure why Victory Strike is in here, this is the new red-green secret rare. It's just not in this database yet, so just assume it's that. But let's go into the leader. So Raditz. When this card attacks a leader card, your opponent chooses one card from their hand and sends it to their warp. That is a really unique effect. I like it. Instead of being able to gain advantage by drawing one yourself, you instead just make your opponent discard one. It is unfortunate a little bit that it's strictly on leader attacks. So because most of the time you're just going to swing, they're going to just warp one and then take one from their life. So they don't really go -1, but you still kind of hit their life. You kind of crit their life, right? But they get to choose which card they crit, but it goes to the warp. I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's fine. And then also it has an activated once per turn. Look at the top 5 cards from your deck, then choose it to one red or green Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa card from among them. Add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And if you added if you added a card to your hand, choose one card from your hand and place it in your drop area. This is fantastic. This really helps the consistency for this deck tenfold, being able to just cycle through cards. And you also have a potential for a lot of these cards kind of being like dead in hand as well. So being able to just cycle those out for combo cards is good. I know it's a +0, right? You go even, but just being able to put stuff in the drop area for free is fantastic. Being able to start with your, get sparking a little bit earlier for shocking death blow, that kind of stuff. This actually helps out a lot. You also need the 6-drop in your drop area as well. Just the fact that you need to, and sometimes like these multicolored cards or extra cards can be dead in hand. Just once again, cycle through them, fantastic, and it helps a lot. So I really like that effect, and I think it really helps the consistency as well. And then also, so this is when your life is at 4 or less. You choose one card in your energy, switch to active mode, and flip this card over. I may have drawn one card 1 or 2 times playing this deck, so it's strictly active mode. So and then on the awakened side, when this card attacks leader card, your opponent may choose one card from their hand and puts it to the warp. So same thing. And also activate once per turn, choose up to one red or green Saiyan card from your battle area, gains +5k power of duration of the turn. So nothing super fantastic from this leader. Just being able to consistently warp cards from your opponent hand is great. I think warping on decks that aren't like Toa and stuff, I think it's a fantastic thing to do. Just being able to really take advantage of that. And like a lot of decks aren't running like a burst or running sparking, but aren't running like a lot of bursts. So being able to like crit it to the warp is something that's it's something that's important. So let's go to the battle cards. So we'll first go through. This deck is it really is kind of weird how it works, and basically how I've been able to make it work is that you have a game plan of turn 1, you just charge one of your multicolor cards and just sit on that. If you go first, you can swing into your opponent's leader, and every turn you want to cycle, even if you whiff. That's fine, but cycling every turn is fantastic. So you always want to do that. Putting a card in your drop is something that's still good. So there's that. And then turn 2, normally what you'd want to do is one of 2 things. You either just sit on 2 energy, and so you can have your hidden power of the Saiyans or Vegeta the Cruel take place. Both these cards are pretty good. So this card, if you this is a counterplay, so if a multicolored card is in your energy, you reduce this card in your hand by 1. When you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards that energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. Then your opponent chooses one card in their hands that sends it to the warp. So being able to stop their turn 2 play and as well as warping a card in their hand, that's fantastic. This is great for turn 2, and then it lets you go into your turn 3 plays. So and then there's also hidden power of the Saiyan. So this one's a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about this card. I'm not sure if I'd rather have preemptive strike or not, but I like this card a little bit more. So if your leader card is green, your opponent might place the battle card they're playing in their owner's drop area instead of playing it. If they did not, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and place them in their drop area. So that's pretty good. Being able to, and unlike preemptive strike, there's no cost restriction, so it could be anything. And if they only have 1 card in hand, they have to drop it, which has happened a couple times. So that's something as well. And then from there, so turn 3, you want to play Powerball. You either play it by just hard casting it in your hand, or you have Last Resort Vegeta. When you play this card, it also has Deflect, which is nice. When you play this card from your hand, and your leader card is Raditz, you may choose one card in your hand, place it in your drop area. If you do, choose up to one Powerball from your deck, activate it, then shuffle your deck. So you play it for free, and then Powerball says when this card is placed in a battle area, you choose up to one green grade 8 card from your deck, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And then active main switches card to rest mode. Choose up to one red or green Saiyan card in your battle area, and gains plus 5k power for duration of the turn. So being able to just get consistent boost from there as well is pretty good. And then there's the grade 8 Vegeta. We're running 3 of this as well. If there's a Powerball in your battle area and a grade 8 Vegeta, energy manipulation is not in play in your battle area. Play this card from your hand on top of a Vegeta that costs 3. So you either play if you play Last Resort, you play it through this. If you did not, then you play it on top of Vegeta the Cruel that you played last turn. And then also, when you play this card, activate the skill until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card can't be KO'd by skills or battles, or are removed from the battle area by skills. So that just means you get like a free swing with this card as soon as it comes out. And then when this card is placed in your drop area by a skill, you may choose one red card and one green card in your energy, switch in the rest mode. And if you do, choose up to one Vegeta that has both red and green in your drop area with energy cost of 6 or less and play it. And so you go into this boy. So double strike, 20k, so it's a little bit underwhelming attack value, but it's got a lot of power. So auto once per turn, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand, sends them to the warp. So that's pretty good. And then also for 1 red and 1 green active main, if your leader card is green, a green sand card, do 1 damage to your opponent. So being able to just like pressure damage by just paying 2 is also fantastic. So and once again, warping 2 cards from your hand, your opponent's hand, is pretty good, especially since we're pretty conscious of all that, and we try to just really ping them down. So, that is pretty good. And then so we're also running 4 Yajirobe Chasing Tail. This is a new promo from the next tournament set. So if a green Vegeta card with energy cost 6 is in play in your battle area, you can play this card from your hand without playing its energy cost. And when you play this card, you can't play Yajirobe Chasing Tail for the duration of the turn. Active main once per turn, choose up to 1 green Vegeta card with energy cost of 6 in your battle area, place it in its owner's drop, and you draw 1. So it just pops your Vegeta for you. And then there's that. And so also the fact that this card something's good has happened when it's removed from a battle area by a skill. Your opponent kind of has to like double remove it for anything, and it also has a turn protection. It can be kind of stinky that you can't pop it yourself, but I think it's fine. I think it's a great cost for being able to propagate more easily popping it yourself. So there's that. What else is there? And then there are, let's just talk about the Raditz. So there's Raditz Saiyan in Arms. So we're playing for this guy. When you play this card, draw 1, and then active main for 1 green and 1 red. Place the card in your owner's drop. If your other card is a green Saiyan card, choose it to 1 Vegeta card and 1 Nappa card with energy cost of 2 or less and 10k power or less from your deck, and send them to your warp. Then shuffle your deck at the start of your next main phase. Play all the cards sent to the warp by this skill in your battle area. So this card's pretty good in the sense of being able to you can't. I've played this deck once and I forgot to do this, and so I like 2 turns later I was just looking at my warp. I'm like, oh shoot, I totally just like went -3 for no good reason. But this card is okay. The Vegetas and Nappies you get are fine, but they're not fantastic. But I think they're all right. So there's Vegeta Royal Prince. So active main, choose 1 card in your life, add to your hand. This card gains plus 5k in critical for duration of the turn. So this is really our only like aggressive self-awakening. So this can be good for that. We don't really care too much if our leader's awakened, and a lot of the time, if our opponent's leader's awakened, we'd rather our leader not be awakened, just because we get the hit and that kind of stuff. But still a great card, and all that. So, and crit is fantastic in a hand control kind of deck. And then Nappa Vegeta's Underling. So permanent, this card can't be KO'd by your opponent's skill. It's also multicolored. When you play this card, you may choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area. If you do, look at the top 10 cards from your deck, choose up to 2 red or green Raditz and Vegeta cards with any cost 3 or less among them, add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So this card just lets you go like +2 or +1. So with this energy, you get to play 2 cards for free. So you already go +1, and then you get Vegeta or Nappa, and you get 2 more cards, so you get another +1. So going +2 for 2 energy is not too bad over 1.5 turns. So I think that's all fine. It's nothing fantastic, but it's just more filler for the deck. Because sometimes like we get to like turn 4 or something and we just need some more energy plays. So there's that, and then lastly we have Broly Demonic Origins. This card is fantastic for two reasons. So one is energy exhaust, but it's one of the new ones that has the permanent. If there's a card that is both red and green in your energy area, out on this card, negate this card's energy exhaust skill in all areas. So that's fantastic, being able to just put this in your energy for free. And also, when you play this card, your opponent chooses one card from their hand and places in the drop. So worst case, it's just like one, like a one card hand destruction. One, card destruction for 2 energy isn't fantastic, but if they're down to like 1 or 2 cards, then it can just mean the whole world to do that. So other than that, I think the only cards I haven't. So we're also running this other Raditz. We're only running 2 of this. When you play this card, draw 1 card, and then it's the like the Borgos and Whis kind of. You just can't switch things active. Of course, if depending on the deck, you run more of this on the side, but I think 2 is fine. We need a little bit more red just because the secret rare needs. I'll bring an image of that up pretty soon, but there's that. And then there's also Shocking Death Ball, so that's great. Being able to KO your opponents, and also need Sparking 5, so being able to put cards in their drop area with our leader's effect is good. And then Paragus as well, just to make sure we find our combo pieces and all that. This is a fantastic secret rare, and let's jump to the fantastic super combo. Let me just show the secret rare real quick. All right, here it is. So it is an 8 energy, 3 red, 2 green, ultimate arrival for 3 red and 2 green. So you can arrival this in your opponent's turn and just like spook them if they like accidentally ping too much of their own life. But when you play this card, choose 1 card in your life and place in your drop area, then deal 2 damage to your opponent. So being able to like just do 2 damage on a summon is fantastic. This card doesn't have deflect, which means you got to be careful against cards that can do that, but that with no cold bloodlust, that's not as you just have to make sure you can do it. Don't just do the whole thing and then feel bad about it. And then also, when your opponent combos with a battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's combo area and place it in its owner's drop area. So this, I mean, you pretty much already win when this card drops anyways, but this auto also isn't once per turn, so you can just swing, and then if they don't have a negate, then and as soon as you like summon this guy too, right? Like they can't do anything. So if you just combo up to higher, like something really high, use a rival, bring this guy out, ping them for 2 life, and then they're at 1 life. They have to combo up above that without using any cards with 2 or less, which means super combos and all the whole thing. So that's pretty substantial, and I think it'll help. Just like it's just a great win condition. I don't think it's necessary for this deck, but it's a great win condition. So that's going to be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. I think it was really fun. I don't know what the meta is, and I don't know if the decks I've played against were super meta, but there's that. There is a link in this description below for the Twitch game that I played. So I think I played 2 games in that stream, so that's something to look at as well. Skip like the first little bit because I'm just deck building this thing on stream, which is always a bad idea. But this is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.